So with the Clippers having a lot of angst approaching this season before the new CBA, I would say desperate times equals desperate measures, and Steve Ballmer has kind of issued a contingency plan, as for a long time, Josh Primo, he's been in LA, man. He's been working out. The Clippers have been taking a look at him. It seems like they've been in communication for a while. And the Clippers have been sort of kind of grooming Primo to be with the team, but they just didn't know how to roll it out. It's all about the marketing. Once again, the NBA is about 60% marketing, 30% business, and 10% basketball. And this could be almost a blessing in disguise for the Clippers to kind of get them over this hump and kind of regalvanize this bench, as Josh Primo was drafted 12th overall by San Antonio, and he only appeared in about 50 games. So the Clippers said that they had talks with female employees and consulted with them about this whole situation, which is a ton of bullshit. It's all about optics. And they're sort of treading waters in this very sensitive social media landscape where everyone just has an opinion and things could go viral and go left real fast. But they're sort of taking the Jerry Jones approach, that they want to win by any means necessary, and they're willing to sign guys with checkered past, as we've seen the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones do this multiple times. And I don't blame Steve Ballmer. It's definitely a contingency plan, but just to make the statements that you've had to speak to female employees, I mean, they're making this guy seem like he's a complete Hannibal Lecter or some shit. The NBA did investigate the situation with Primo, and they found that he didn't do anything sexually, but he might have exposed himself, quote unquote, by accident a few times. So if he was such a danger where you had to consult female employees, why invite him inside the building? Even the suspension by the league, 4-game suspension. Like, it's like the way they're rolling this out to welcome him back in the league, they're making him seem like he needed psychiatric help, but yet the punishment doesn't match up. 4-game suspension, it just doesn't add up. If it was that bad, there would have been more games on his head. But there's a lot of question marks with the Clippers, especially going forward with the cap limitations. But let's see what Lawrence Frank had to say, the Clippers president.
"We've spent a great deal of time for the last several months with Josh," he said. "We've had specialists who we consult with who've evaluated Josh, and the reason why we're moving forward is, based on their confidence level after the evaluations and what he's doing currently, they feel he can be a positive contributor to the organization moving forward. We're not disputing allegations or condoning the alleged conduct."
That's social media language right there. We're not disputing allegations. The fact that they even have to say stuff like that, they got to be very sensitive, especially the women that were running that company that worked with the Spurs that had the allegations against Primo. I don't want to say they're very woke. I should say that they are very woke for real. I mean, some of the key words they use in that press conference, "I'm a woman first," and they use a lot of key woke terms. So they're trying to signal, they're kind of throwing virtue signals out to activate their supporters. And I also wonder if that same company those two women were in charge of, if they ever got any other NBA clients afterwards. Because the Spurs were probably their most highest profile clients. But just moving on, yeah, these are very sensitive times. But this whole rollout, it makes Josh Primo look crazy. I'm wondering what he's thinking.
"We're not disputing allegations or condoning the alleged conduct, but why we're here is because of all the work he's put in since those allegations," Frank said. He added that this isn't about Josh performing right now. This is about him continuing to do the work off the court to try to earn another opportunity. "He's done a lot of work off the court, and with it, we feel he's worthy of another opportunity."
And they would know that because he spent most of his time in LA. I'm telling you, the Clippers been trying to figure out if they should bite into this probably for the last 2 years. And they got to do it now because, like I said, desperate times equals desperate measures. They got to see where this is going. And more than likely, I believe, Paul George and Kawhi, if things begin to go left, they're just going to opt in. They're going to opt in, and the Clippers are not going to have too much breathing room to add players into that roster without going over the $17 million threshold.
"He's done a lot of work off the court, and with it, we feel he's worthy of another opportunity."
And he should get a second chance, but it's just the way they're rolling this out. They're just damaging this guy's image completely. I mean, the fact that you have to hire a guy who's super talented, 12th overall, who doesn't really have any criminal charges against him. But the way you roll him out, you have to ask female employees if they're going to be comfortable with him in the building. Like, come on. Come on. But with Steve Ballmer, desperate times equals desperate measures. When he first came into the NBA, just inflating the price of teams. By buying the Clippers, when they had that issue with Donald Sterling, he inflated the price of teams around the league. And he probably thought for a second that he could buy his way into an NBA championship. And for the past few seasons, man, he's looking back at that bubble and is like, how the fuck did we miss that opportunity? But Primo's a great contingency plan. I'm wondering if it's going to bring that same spark to your bench that Lou Williams and Patrick Beverley had.